Alrighty guys, what is going up? I hope you guys are all having a great and an amazing day today. Now in today's episode, we're going to be talking about, is Delta Airlines a buy? Should you buy it at $25? That's going to be the topic of the video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And overall, hope you guys learned something. So now before we jump into the episode, right now we're doing an AirPods giveaway. So it's super simple on how you guys can enter. All you guys have to do is like the video, subscribe to my channel, and then like my Facebook page, Carter Farr. Once you guys do that, you guys will be entered in for the giveaway, and the giveaway is going to be tomorrow, so make sure you guys do it soon. So now let's jump to the episode, roll the intro, let's go. Bam! I'm sure that all of you guys have known that the coronavirus is literally taking the travel industry by storm. Right now, travel is down 90%. So when it comes along with Delta Airlines, you can almost guarantee when they release their earnings report, it's going to be pretty bad. We just entered the earnings report season and Ford missed the earnings report. So I can almost guarantee that a lot of these companies that especially involve travel are going to miss it just because people aren't traveling. So now the way I always think of Delta Airlines is, how essential is it? Now I think that traveling in Delta Airlines is actually a pretty essential business. I think that they're going to come out of this pretty strong. If you go ahead and look at, Carnival Cruise. Carnival Cruise is a cruise line industry. I think that industry is going to get hit a little harder just because cruise lines are more of a luxury item. If you guys compare it to airlines, you could be traveling for work, for family, to go other places, to travel. You can do pretty much everything with airlines. So I do think it's going to be a little better compared to Carnival Cruise and a lot of the cruise lines. So now the stock used to trade at roughly $63, then it fell all the way down to about $25. So that is down over 60% from its highs, and that's kind of expected. If we look at Spirit, Delta, American Airlines, all these airlines are down anywhere from 40 to about 50 or 60%, which is absolutely insane. Now, so kind of getting back on the earnings report season, I do think the market's going to fall a little more. For some reason, the market's still up from its bottom 23%, which is absolutely insane. Last week was one of the best weeks we've seen since 1974, and a lot of people are unemployed. The government's printing a lot of money, and people don't know if they even have jobs. So why is the market up so much? So I personally do think that the market's gonna fall a little more. I think we'll probably have what you call a W pattern or a double bottom, just like it did in 2008, where it hit the lows, came up a little bit, and then hit the lows again, and then we had the total market recovery. So if you guys are long into your positions, you can average down in your positions and kind of move your average price down lower. Now with Delta Airlines being one of the top, airlines out there, you can almost guarantee that they pay their dividend, but I almost guarantee they're gonna cut it because right now the most important thing that they have is cash. Cash on hand is one of the most important things when it comes to a recession. So if they need to cut their dividend, I think that's expected, and I think that they're gonna redo it, re-announce it once this whole thing kind of has blown over. Now the last thing that I always need to ask myself is, how long is it going to take? How long is it going to take for the company to get back on its feet? Is it going to be a short amount of time, medium amount of time, or long amount of time? I do think that it kind of fits right in the middle. I do think that people are going to start to travel, especially on airplanes, going to business meetings, going to see friends, family, traveling. But do I think they're going to go on cruise lines like Carnival Cruise? I think that's going to be definitely more of a long-term approach. So I do think Delta Airlines could be a possible good buy. But let's go ahead and look at the chart and look at support, resistance, and where I think the stock's going. Alrighty guys, so we are up and loaded here on the TD Ameritrade's Think or Swim platform. We have ticker symbol DAL, also known as Delta Airlines. So now we're going to go ahead and look at the trend, support, resistance, and where I see the stock going in the future. So now let's go ahead and look at the trend. So you guys see this red line here? This is what you call an upward trend. Pretty much any investment over the course of 10 years, we've had one of the best bull markets people have ever seen. So now it's kind of expected that we've had this upward trend, especially on this larger company like Delta. So now that's a beautiful, trend line, and it also acts as a resistance line. So now we drew it out. So anytime the stock came in contact with it, it sold off, came in contact with it up here, sold off, until we had the virus. So now when it comes with support, so do you guys see this yellow line here? This is what you call a 200 moving average line. When the stock is above it, it acts as support, and when the stock's below it, like it is right here, it's going to act as resistance. So just to give you guys an example, when the stock bounced right here, it bounced, hit it again, hit it again and almost hit it again before we just had the virus that obviously blew it right past it, just like it wasn't even there. So it did hit it multiple times. So let's go ahead and just kind of circle it so you guys can see one here, came, bounced here, came in contact with it here, and then we just had that massive volume that made it fall all the way down through there. So I'm sure that you guys are well aware that the virus has literally caused almost all of the airlines, such as Delta, such as Spirit, just to have massive falls, literally trading at $40. Now it's at $13, so I do think that Delta is a little in a better position just because of the consecutive growth that it's had. Spirit Airlines had that peak at 85 and has just been slowly kind of consolidating until the fall. And compare it to, Delta Airlines, we had that beautiful upward trend line and then just the virus. So when it comes with, actually buying it, I do think that buying at it right now is kind of a good little price point. $24, you could even wait for it to come down to about 20. All you got to do is just left click, create an alert, go at or below at 20, 69, and boom, now you're good to go, because I do think that the market's going to fall a little more. Like I was saying, unemployment's hitting record highs. People aren't, working. The Fed is putting trillions of money into the market. So I do think it's kind of just a matter of time before we had a fall. And I do think that Delta Airlines is a stronger company when it comes with their balance sheet. And they just paid their dividend here of 40 cents. So if you actually buy it right around this price, it is a 6% return or a 6% yield if they continue to pay it, which I'm kind of certain that they won't do. I think they're going to cut it. But looking at it at the RSI, you guys can see it's extremely undervalued. So I do think getting into it around 24 is still a decent buy in my opinion. But what I would do is I would get into it now, and then if it falls, average your price down more for the market to rebound. So I do think this is a good buy. I would recommend it. So that is it though. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. So I obviously do think that Delta Airlines is a decent buy, especially at $24. And I do think that buying it under that would be a fantastic buy. So what I would recommend doing, buy it now, move your average price down lower if it continues to fall, like it probably should and it probably will. But if that's, say you guys aren't interested in it, no big deal. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and overall, hope you guys learned something. We'll see you guys tomorrow in another episode. Take care, and have a good day. Bam!